Welcome back to Grace in the Grind Season 2. I'm Bailey Cruzy, joined by
Anna Ince. Yes, we are so excited.
I know, this is crazy.
Yeah, Season 2. I guess we could call it that.
Yeah.
Bigger, better than ever, I hope. Yeah. We're just so thankful that you decided to come back and listen to us, or if you're listening for the first time, hey, we're just two communication students at Lindenwood University. I can't talk again.
We're out of practice.
Yeah, we are. I'm like rusty. We're just two communication students at Lindenwood University who love the Lord and just want to share all about Him and His message. This is something that I know that the Lord's laid on both of our hearts, and like He's just given us such a platform. Like we have this amazing podcast room. And just the tools, and like we can be His instruments just to spread the message about Him.
Yeah, and it's such a blessing just to be able to be together again. And summer was pretty good for both of us, I'd say, and we're going to kind of like give an update. But it was kind of weird going home from school and like not having like that same community on campus that we grew in, that the podcast. So it was kind of weird being away from it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And like there were moments where I was like, I felt like I had so much like self-growth, and the Lord has like pruned and like refined so many things throughout throughout my freshman year. And like it's kind of like, I don't know, I saw TikToks about it too, where like you come home and it's like you revert back to your old self.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I felt like I was back in high school.
Yeah, back in high school, driving around with my friends, which is nothing wrong with that. But, I think we talked about it multiple times on this show about how we were so nervous for our freshman year. Mm-hmm. And the Lord was just so good.
Yeah. I had a countdown going the entire summer when I was going to be able to come back.
Yeah. The Lord just provided so much for us. And, like, we were both so scared for college in general, and He's blessed us with community and helping us just grow deeper in our faith with Him. And
I feel like now that we're going into year 2 of our college journey, we're able to speak to people like the freshmen this year.
Yeah,
and
that's so true.
Being able to tell them like, we found a community. Yeah. It's not as scary as you think, and like, trust me, you'll be sad whenever you have to leave. So
yeah, I mean, I didn't mind going home. I'm a homebody, so my mom and her home cooked meals I was so happy about, and like just getting to see my friends back home and catch up too was so nice.
Yeah, it was definitely weird though, feeling like I grew so much here my freshman year, and so whenever I went back home, it's like I was a completely different person. And so it was, you kind of have to find like that routine that you had at school and figure out how you're going to do that as home as well.
That's so true. So tell me a little bit about your summer. Tell me all about like fun things that you did. Just like a whole recap. Give me like a summer wrapped.
Yeah. So let's see. The beginning of the summer, I didn't have much going on. I was kind of like figuring out what I wanted to do with the 3 months that I had.
With your time? All this free time? Yeah.
I know. At first, like, it was really hard adjusting because, I mean, I had a community here at Lindenwood, and it was so weird just not being in the same building as some of my best friends. Like, hey, I'm going to walk down the hall and come see you. I'll be like, hey, I'm going to drive 2.5 hours this weekend to come see you. Like, it was a big change.
That's so true, yeah.
And so that was kind of hard, and especially Paul and I, we had to do, I don't know if you could consider it long distance, but it was like 3 hours. That's kind of like medium distance.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that was hard too, because like if we ever wanted to do something, we'd just be like, hey, I'm going to be done with homework in like 5 minutes. Let's go out to eat or something.
Yeah.
And so it was weird having to plan everything out again and figure that out. But I would say it was really good, even though it was like hard being away from everyone. It allowed me to be more grateful for the time that I have now with these people.
Yeah.
And people say distance makes like the heart grow fonder, and that's really true. Like I get it. But so that was hard trying to adjust to that and being away. But I found things to like help me get in a routine. Okay. I started running. Yes. I did like 2 5Ks. Period. The first one I did by myself, and I don't recommend doing it by yourself. It depends on the person, I guess, but
I enjoy running by myself sometimes. Like if it was in a race setting, I'd be fine with it. I'll get into it later, but yeah.
Like for my first race, it was...
For your first one, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like doing it by myself. Just because I like having... Because Paul, he did the second one with me. He actually ran an extra mile on accident because he got lost. But we did one together, and I enjoy doing it with someone else much more. Yeah. So I started running. I started baking and cooking. Okay,
period.
And so not having a kitchen anymore is like... I know. It's so sad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I am.
I learned how to bake bread. I made a ton of stuff. Like a lot of stuff from scratch.
So what's your go-to? That's one thing I looked forward to. I enjoy baking and cooking. Like it's always how I've been. I was such a weird kid. I like grew up watching Food Network, and I was like, Mom, I want to make this like, I don't even know what, like some fancy little thing that like I shouldn't have any business wanting to make as like an 8-year-old. But yeah, what has been your favorite?
My favorite thing I probably made was spaghetti from scratch. It was honestly...
like pasta noodles?
Yeah, it was honestly super easy. It was just like flour, water, and then you boil the noodles. And then the sauce, super easy as well. And it was so good. Oh. And like, I'm always someone that's big on stuff being healthy.
Yeah, because you can see the ingredients and like see it being made right in front of you.
Yeah, it was nice knowing that there wasn't any like bad food dye or anything in it. So that was fun. What else did I do? I didn't do...
Did you go on fun vacations or something?
We did. We went to Florida. That was a lot of fun. I started photography.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that because...
Yes, girl.
Since being back, it's kind of slowed down just because I'm trying to like advertise it in the St. Charles area now rather than Illinois. So I'm still figuring that out. And hopefully maybe once we get more into fall, I'll find like some seniors.
I need some pictures taken.
Okay. We can work that out. But that was super fun because I've always enjoyed like taking pictures and editing them. And I would say that it worked out pretty well and it grew pretty quickly. Okay. And I was able to shoot a wedding reception, and I have another wedding coming up in November back at home.
Okay, nice.
So, and they're pretty like low-key weddings, so like it's good practice.
Is this a passion that the Lord has just recently laid on your heart, or has it been like
I would say
to you multiple times in the past?
It's always kind of been in the back of my head, and since I had the summer to kind of do whatever I wanted, I was like, it's the perfect time to start it. Yeah. And actually, I was going to bring up a verse that I read a lot over the summer that kind of like helped me during that time. It's Colossians 3:23 through 24. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward, it is the Lord Christ you are serving. And I really like that because it's like I'm not doing this for myself or anyone else. It's like I'm doing it for the Lord and His glory. Yeah. And I feel like that was kind of behind the purpose of everything. So, and then I got a job this semester. Okay. Yeah. I'm like an administrative assistant at a real estate agency. Nice. And that's been a lot of fun. I enjoy it. The environment's really fun, and it's nice to say that I enjoy going into work.
Do you? Yeah.
And it's like it's given me a lot of good experience so far.
Nice. So, yeah. So that's keeping you busy. For sure.
What about you? What's your summer recap?
I sit here and I'm like, I think I black out half the time because I do so much. I'm like having to look back through my camera roll and be like, dang, what did I do this summer? But yeah, I finished freshman year. I'm trying to think of what we left. It was like the last week of school, maybe, like the last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so survived finals, officially a sophomore now. I had 2 jobs whenever I was back home. In the month of June, I worked for like the YMCA like after school program for the summer.
Oh yeah,
summer school. Had like 20 second graders by myself. Let's just say the Lord, maybe not like has put broadcasting on my heart and like has given me that talent for a reason, just because I'm like, I don't think I can be a teacher. That really took a lot of patience out of me, but there's a lot of funny stories, and like kids are just so amazing, and just seeing how much of like they're just such a gift from God.
Yeah, I bet that kept you pretty busy.
Yeah. So I did that after school, so like in the afternoons, and then like in the mornings or mid-afternoons, this is what I did most of the summer. I worked at a coffee shop back home, one of my favorite coffee shops. I loved it. If you guys already know me, I have to have a coffee. So I have 2 to 3 at least a day, which is not good.
I've been becoming a tea drinker recently.
Ooh,
yeah.
Tea. I can't. I'm matcha though.
I've never tried matcha.
I've
heard it tastes like grass.
It doesn't if you make it right. If I make you some matcha,
okay,
I promise it'll be fire.
I'll trust you.
Yeah, I worked at a coffee shop back home. I really, really enjoyed that. Just the craft of making drinks and like making coffee in general, and like I love the like workflow and like the stress of it whenever you have like cars lined up to the road and it's like oh crap, because I worked at the drive-through one, so I enjoy that pressure and like the sense of like relief and like the sense of satisfaction that you get after getting through all of the people. That just makes me sound crazy, but like it's just so fun. Like I enjoy that, and also just like making drinks for people and handing them out, and like getting to talk to people and make their day just right there in that little simple drink. That was really nice, and I feel like the Lord just kind of called me to be a light in those kinds of situations, you know? But yeah, I did that, and then I tanned.
Yeah, I did that too.
I think I'm like got the most tan that I've ever been. Not right now, like it's legit fading, and I'm like really sad, but it's okay. I just tanned. I like to read whenever I tan. And then lots of running. My runs back home, I enjoy it because I live in a little small town, and there's so many little roads and stuff that I can run on.
Yeah.
But I ran 2 10Ks, which were super duper fun. It definitely challenged me. I enjoy running because it challenges me mentally.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it makes me mentally tougher. And, like, yeah, running's very physical, but it's also, most of it's mental.
Yeah, and you feel so good after a run, too.
Yeah.
Even though you might be, like, kind of sore, mentally, like, you feel so much better.
Yeah, you feel so good because it's like, dang, I did that. And, yeah, putting on some Forrest Frank and just, like, going on a run, so good. And it just helps me with my anxiety and just feeling...
you kind of, like, get away from everything for a minute.
Yeah. I enjoy it because it's, like, the one time that I can focus on, like, my breathing. And, like, I can control my breaths and I can control my body. That's kind of why I enjoy it. But, yeah, I'm currently training for a half marathon, which I'm so excited about. If anyone wants to come run a half marathon, hit me up. DM me or something. Like, let's go.
So I was going to do, maybe I can do it now since you're wanting to do it. But Paul and I were going to, well, he was going to do the marathon. I was going to do the half marathon. But he has something with the Army now, and so he's not able to do it. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do it by myself. Like, especially a half marathon, like, it's good to have someone with you just to push each other. So maybe we can do the half marathon.
If you would have told me last year at this time, like, because I was like, a 5K, dang. Like, I've been running 5Ks, but, like, it's scary getting over the simple little 5K.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if you would have been telling me that I can run 10 miles on a day or like 50 miles a week, like that's just like crazy to believe. And so
it's crazy how quickly like your body can adjust to that
whenever you're like training for it and stuff. So I'm like, my last 10K was a little too easy. Not really, but like, you know what I mean. I'm like, I could go further, I could go harder, I could push myself harder. So that's what we're doing. went paddleboarding. I enjoy doing that with my sister. It's a good time that we just bond. And yeah, it's so fun. And I didn't really fall off, so that's good. I hung out with a lot of my hometown friends. Sorry. And it was super nice just getting to catch up with them, getting to pour into them, and yeah, just getting to like catch up because we just evolved and have grown so much since being back home. Lots of precious time with the family. I'm super family oriented. Even right now, like I'm so sad because I haven't really gone home much this semester. So I'm like, I miss my family. But it was so nice just getting to be home with the family, getting to eat our family dinners on the porch and like, you know, whenever you grill and like the whole summer shebang and like going and getting ice cream and things like that. I loved that. Lots of concerts. I have found that I don't even know how many concerts I went to this summer.
Yeah, I just kept seeing Instagram posts at a different concert. I'm like, Anna.
Anyways, I love concerts. They're just so fun. And I have a lineup going. I'm going to see Ty Myers in like 2 weeks, but I just love concerts. I don't know what it is. They're just so good. Getting to like dress up, getting to like scream your favorite songs with someone. I love it.
Yeah, Claire and I, we went to Megan Maroney at the Illinois State Fair. That was a lot of fun. It was packed. Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah. And it was hot. And we originally were in the pit, and we were trying to like get as close as we could, obviously. And it was just so packed in there. I'm like, Claire, like, we need to get out because it was so bad. I bet. There were people, like, coughing on you and just, like, sweaty elbow to elbow. And so we got out. And as soon as we got out, you could see, like, people in the pit, like, waving for help because people were passing out. It was awful. But I'm glad we got out because we finally enjoyed the concert. So it was a lot of fun.
That sounds fun. I wanted to go, but it was just, like, crazy busy. And I'm like, I already saw her once. I want to see her again, but what else? Still on my coffee grind. I worked at a coffee shop, but I'm still like experimenting with coffee. I feel like the Lord is I seem crazy, but I feel like the Lord has kind of laid this on my heart. In however many years, whenever I'm successful, I guess, and like steady with my income, out of college, have maybe a stable job, I really, really, really think it'd be amazing to open up a coffee shop. Yeah. That is like biblically based and like has like Bible verses on the walls and like on the cups, and like it's an inviting space for people to have Bible studies and like even potentially have a podcast room, you know? Like I think there's such a need for that, and I enjoy making coffee. And I think sometimes, I'm going to go off on a tangent here, like I always do. I think sometimes the Lord just reveals little tiny, we have so many passions from the Lord and like so many dreams, and he lays these on our heart for a reason. And so whether that's running or whether that is, I don't even know, photography, like even if it's not your full career or something that you do every single day, like for a living, like that's still something that the Lord has laid on your heart for his glory. And like there's so much that you can do with that to spread his gospel and spread his word. Right. Yeah. So that's a little bit about my summer. If we want, like, I was thinking like maybe like what the Lord has taught you during the summer and like how you've seen the Lord move. If you want, I can go first. Or
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let me see. The Lord has just been so good. So good. He has provided a lot of like healing over situations that I was in. I kind of like shared some about last episode, last April, May, whatever that was. The Lord has just healed like sickness and disease over someone, and it's just like been so amazing just seeing how the Lord did that. Yeah, like, and I'm just so thankful. And sometimes I don't know why we deny his power and his strength. Like, he's so good, and he's the God of miracles. He can do anything. There's nothing that limits him. Like, he's still the same God that parted the Red Sea for Moses. Like, and like all of the stories that we hear in the Bible, like he's still the same. And so it's just so amazing seeing him work in other people's lives and like seeing how evident it is right there. Yeah, and also just like so much healing over other situations that I was in and just like being pruned and refined. I'm just so thankful for that. Like the Lord he really is my defender and my protector. Sometimes we go through situations and we don't know why we're in them. We're like upset, we're crying, maybe we're like having a hard time trying to get through it, and we're like, Lord, why is this happening?
Right.
You know? But I think, again, everything happens for a reason, like, because God, that's just what God does, you know? Like, he takes people out of our lives. He takes situations out of our lives so we can go closer to him. If that's what's holding us back, if that's not what's going to push us closer to him, then yeah, we are going to be refined. Yeah, that person's going to go, things like that. And so this kind of reminds me of Psalm 18, 1 through 2. I might have to look it up really fast on my on my Bible app, because the version that's in my Bible is not like the one that I want. Give me 2 seconds. Bible verse. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. I'm talking about, Psalm 18, 1 through 2. You are my defender. The Lord is my protector. He is my strong fortress. My God is my protection, and with him I am safe. He protects me like a shield. The Lord is my protector. Like that's, he knows everything that's happening. He knows, everything that's going to come my way. And he's just protecting me from that and defending me in situations that I don't even know that I need defended in.
That's good.
Yeah. And I think that took a lot for me to like realize that. And the Lord has revealed that to me, but it's, like I can confidently say that now, but when I was in it and like in the depths of it, it was like super hard to believe that at times. So yeah. And let me see. When I came back to college, I was expecting like a big, weird transition, like, because I was so nervous last year and going to college and like having, new situations and new people, but it was so nice coming back and like kind of having that foundation. But still, like I tweaked out because I like having my routine,
Right.
And I'm living in a single this year by myself, and I was like nervous that I was going to get homesick and things like that, but I haven't, and it's just been so good, and like I can have more quiet time with the Lord, since I'm just there by myself. But I feel like the Lord has really, really opened my eyes to how good he is and all of his goodness. Like the Lord is so good, and we forget that sometimes, and like my eyes like are just so like I don't even know. Just like there's like, thank you God for this community. Thank you for, I'm living in an answered prayer right now. Like we've been praying for this college life. We've been praying for this community. We've been praying for all of this. And yeah, we're just living in that answered prayer. And I'm just so thankful for that. And like, it makes me smile just thinking about how good our Lord is.
Yeah.
And so good. I went through Proverbs during the summer. I did the Bryce Crawford series.
Oh, yeah.
I love Bryce Crawford. Do not even get me started. I think, Bryce Crawford, if you're listening, please come on our podcast. Yeah, so good. I did his Proverbs study and just the importance of wisdom, how we ask the Lord for wisdom, and he'll just give it to us. That's a prayer of mine, like every single day, like, God, just give me wisdom. Give me the ability to see things the way that you would see them. Give me the ability to grasp everything that's in your word here and apply it to my heart and just make me wiser. And I feel like, I don't know I know the Lord has given me wisdom, but also like over summer and like back home, like I did, before this, I like started going to therapy for my anxiety. And I don't think I've shared this on the podcast yet. And like maybe we could have an episode about mental health and stuff like that later. But coming back, I feel like I'm at a much better place than I was last semester. And I don't know if that's just my circumstances or like genuinely the Lord has like I've had a lot of growth with that.
Yeah.
So that's also another thing, like the Lord has just made me, like, yeah, there's still like anxiety still exists, but I think inviting the Lord into those moments of where I feel anxious and like turning on worship music and things like that.
For sure.
I just like heard my thing like tweak. But yeah, that's pretty much, the Lord's plans are just so much greater than we could ever imagine.
Yeah. And I would say that for my summer and like how the Lord worked in me was giving me like, I don't know how to, giving me hope whenever I would pursue like a certain passion, like photography.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, should I, like, is it just going to fail and not be worth it? Like buying a camera and all this stuff, like, is it worth it? And I was like thinking to myself, you know, I just need to do it. Like, why wouldn't I? And like I prayed about it a lot, and specifically looking at Psalm 32:8, it says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. And that gave me a lot of comfort in knowing that he was with me throughout those passions that I was pursuing, like photography. Yeah. And it gave me much more comfort in knowing that it wasn't just going to be a waste doing all of it. And that there was a purpose in everything that I was doing. And I would also say that working at the real estate agency, like that was something that God called me to do and that I'm there for a reason. Yeah. Because I was, over the summer, I was like thinking, like, what do I want to do? Like, what is my purpose and where do you want to take me? And I've always been very interested in real estate, but I've never like actually pursued it. And it's something, real estate's a great thing to like get into because there's a lot of interest in it and you can make a great living off of real estate. And so I prayed about that and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to reach out to this real estate agency in St. Louis and like see what they have to offer and like what I could do. Yeah. And so I just was like, I'm just going to do it. And if it doesn't work out, then that's not meant for me. And I got an email back and they wanted to like interview me. Yay. And they were like, this is like the perfect time for you to be here. God's like timing. We have had the most sales in the last month that we've ever had in the history of the agency. Nice. And they're like, it's like the perfect time for you to be here right now helping us. And I was like, that's the Lord working in me and telling me where I need to be. And I just thought it was really cool how I got not necessarily feedback, but hearing someone say that that's where I needed to be at that time for them was God showing me that he was working in me and telling me where I needed to go. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And I would say that another verse that I also read a lot this summer was Romans 8:28, and we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good for those who are called according to his purpose. And it's obviously just such a great verse for anything going on in your life, but I feel like specifically for me over the summer that taught me that I was called according to his purpose and like photography and my new job. And I would just say that he's helped me figure out my purpose over the summer.
Yeah, that's so good. And how has, like, would you say, I want to, like, dive deeper into that. I don't know how long this episode even is right now. Sorry, guys. But how do you think he's revealed that to you? Like, was it through scripture? Was it through, like, these situations? Was it through, like, audible?
I would just say I felt it more through like comfort and content in certain, like peace. Yeah, peace. And like things, there's certain things where you feel like, I don't know, is this like what I'm supposed to be doing? Yeah. Like that's obviously not peace. And the Lord will make sure you feel that comfort and that peace in those situations, so you know that's where you need to be. So I would say it was more of a feeling of that I belong in those situations.
I love that. And I would love to do an episode on that. Like, I think we have done one about hearing from the Lord, but like about like being called according to our purpose,
right?
And things like that.
Yeah,
that'd be so good. And yeah, so again, like the Lord, I think sometimes we sit here and we're like, Lord, why aren't you moving? Like, why aren't you doing anything? Why are you not here? But like, we say that, meanwhile, we're so busy, like we have no time for the Lord. We have no time for the Lord to reveal anything for us. We're too busy talking. We're too busy drowning out the noise without sitting there and asking the Lord what his will is and asking him to be with you throughout the day. And like, I think that's another thing is like when we pray, it's not just us talking. Like we should sit here and also just like let the Lord speak.
Right.
And like have that quiet time. And I feel like that's another thing that I've kind of been working on because I like to talk. If you guys haven't figured that out yet. But just like being still with the Lord and letting him talk.
And we have an episode on that too, being still.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear more about that, just go listen to it.
Yes. But yeah, that's just kind of a little bit about the Lord and like teaching me and moving. I kind of wanted to move into like your like current, if that works, like things that are going on right now. What is your favorite Bible verse right now? I can go if you don't have one pulled up.
You go ahead.
Yeah. Let me just say, shall we just read the whole Bible? Let's see. I have Matthew 18:3-4 pulled up, and I'm reading from NLT. Then he said, I tell you the truth, unless you turn from your sins and become like little children, you will never get into the kingdom of heaven. So anyone who becomes as humble as this little child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And I feel like this has been something that has been revealed to me so much in this past week almost, is how to have a childlike faith. Children are so curious. Children don't know much judgment. They don't know, they don't necessarily have harsh beliefs about people, but also just like they're just so curious. And I think instead of like in the scripture, the disciples were like arguing over like little issues that made no sense, kind of just like picking problems for no reason. I want to have a childlike faith to where I am so curious. Like I want to open up his word every single morning. I don't want to open up Instagram. I want to like crack open the word and just get to learn more about him and like just be on fire for the Lord and have all of these questions and just want to know more and not so I can be equipped for evangelizing and for spreading his gospel, but just so I can have like just so I can see the kind of person that the Lord is, if that makes sense. I'm like trying to sit here and put it into words. Just because I think sometimes we expect to read the Bible and we want things that will help us get through life. We're like, oh yeah. And we don't care about the like step-by-step on how to build the tabernacle, but sometimes we have to realize that and just like be thankful for all of these like stories in the Bible because this just kind of shows us the kind of person that the Lord is. And like, again, like I don't want something to like make me feel good and like help me. Yeah, I want something to like help me throughout the day, obviously. But like, no, I want to sit here and like worship the Lord through his word and like seeing how good he is. Yeah. And like, I just want to have that childlike faith. If that makes sense.
I get that. I would say that the verse that I've been loving recently is probably the same that I read a lot over the summer, which I said earlier was Colossians 3:23-24. I'll just go ahead and read it again.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. And having that new job, like I said, I feel like that's good to just continue reading, knowing that even though I'm working somewhere for people, I'm still doing it for the Lord.
Yeah.
I feel like. And for him and just his purpose.
Yeah.
Because everywhere I go, like, I'm looking in a way to just be a light And I feel like I'm put in certain situations to do that as well in that environment.
Yeah.
And so that's like the verse that has really spoke to me recently.
Oh, I love that. And then also I enjoy doing this just because I'm always trying to grow my worship playlist. What has been like your favorite either worship song or like, just like Jesus song, period?
Mine has been Hope Has a Name. And I actually found it.
Who's that by?
It's by River Valley Worship.
Okay.
And I actually found it on Claire's playlist because she shares her playlist with me. So shout out Claire. But yeah, that one's probably been my favorite recently.
Yeah, that's good. Mine would be Fruit Takes Time by SEU Worship.
I don't think I've heard that.
It's just so good. And like sometimes, like it helps me realize sometimes we're like, okay, I want to be healed from this situation. I want to be better in this area, but like it takes time. Mm-hmm. Like the Lord works on us, and like it takes time for like to do that. But,
right.
It's just so good. Any current updates? Like what's life been like right now for you? Sophomore year Bailey. How's sophomore year?
Sophomore year Bailey. I wouldn't say that there's any crazy updates. I would say that I've been. It sounds weird to say that I've matured a lot, but I feel like I have.
Yay!
I feel like I've become more of an independent person.
Oh.
And I've learned how to do things by myself and like find comfort in that.
Yeah.
Because I think last semester on the podcast, I said something like being alone was kind of hard for me.
Uh-huh.
And so I feel like I've learned how to be alone and like find goodness in that. And
talking about like going to like Spelman by yourself or like
just anything, honestly, in general. And just being in my room alone and like finding things to do to glorify the Lord. And I just feel like I've matured a lot in certain ways. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But it's just like a feeling I have.
Yeah.
But what about you?
Let me see. I'm just thinking like updates. I'm trying to think. I'm currently a sophomore, obviously. The podcast is up and running. I'm excited about that. I just got done with sorority recruitment, which is super nerve-wracking, but recruitment in general is just, it's honestly a broken process, and I would love to do more about that, but also, it's like very man-made, and like I'm so thankful for Lindenwood and like the girls that I'm with, like we make it so uplifting, but like in other schools, you see to where like it's based strictly on appearance and like it's like very negative, and that wasn't the case here, but still it's like very emotional for a lot of girls because you're pouring your whole heart out to these girls, maybe to never talk to them again or for them to not go to your sorority. But my prayer the whole entire week was just like, Lord, help me be a light. Help me to value these girls, like make them feel like they're seen and heard and valued whenever they're talking to me, God.
Yeah.
Just help me to be a light in this dark week. And he just like was so good. I talked to so many amazing girls that loved the Lord, and it was so good. It was better than I could ever imagine.
That's great.
And even like with the sorority, we're currently starting like a running club, which I'm super duper excited about. And then we're also starting a Bible study.
That'll be good.
So again, like just being a light in all areas of your life. And like I challenge anyone who's listening, like whether you're on a sports team or whether you're in a friend group that maybe necessarily doesn't have like that isn't following the Lord or like is maybe like lukewarm, just keep pursuing, keep pressing in. Like the Lord answers prayers. The Lord, he can do anything. So
exactly.
Just be there for that. But yeah, school's in full swing. I have so much homework. After we get done recording this, I'm like, gotta go to the Lark and lock in. But that's all about me. Anything else for you, Bailey?
I don't think so. Yeah. Well, okay, so there is something, but I don't know if I can talk about it yet. It's a secret.
I'm scared.
I'm starting an organization, but it still has to get approved by Lindenwood. So like I'm in the process of starting that, and it's reached a lot of people, and it like, I got a call from a random number yesterday afternoon, and it was a lady, and she was like, I'm an alumni from Lindenwood, and I've heard you're starting this organization, and I would love to support you in any way.
Huh.
And it was just kind of like an eye-opening thing that I was doing something that other people were hearing about and wanting to support. So, that's cool. But I can talk about that more maybe next episode.
And I don't even know how long. It's long, of course. But season 2, we don't know really. We're just trusting the Lord. Like, our hands are open with this podcast, God. Like, we're just trusting him to use us to do whatever he wants us to do with it. Whatever, like, topics we should talk about, whoever we want, like, whoever should come on the podcast. So, if you're listening right now, like, we keep saying, like, please send in topics or something that you really want to hear, or even, like, people that you think should be on it. We want to have more of a variety, I think, this podcast, besides just hearing us.
Yeah, maybe, like, a guy's perspective on some things.
Maybe. But, yeah, I'm just super excited for what all the Lord is going to do with this season. Just of life, but also just with the season of the podcast. Yeah. So, yeah. Anything else, Bailey?
No. I'm just excited to see where this season takes us.
Yeah. But we are so excited that you just tuned in to episode 1 of season 2. Just like a reminder again, like, God shows us so much grace every single day. That's the heart behind Grace in the Grind, that even as busy college students and busy high schoolers, busy young adults, however old you are, I guess. Whenever we get busy or whenever we fail to talk to God and spend time with him, like, he still gives us so much grace, and he's still there with open arms, sitting there waiting for us to come and talk to him. So,
yeah. And we just hope that you have a great week and that listening to this helped start your Monday to a great start. And we can't wait to record more episodes for you.
Yeah. So have a good one, guys. Bye. Bye. Were you wanting to say something else?
No.
Okay. I was like,
how long was that?
42 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Why is it still going? Hello?